I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payments, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's 6:01 Eastern Standard Time in the great peach state of Georgia. Today is June the 10th, 2026. It's me, DVP, the host for the show, with my cast of troublemakers and deviants and demons and all the other good shit. Y'all know how we do this. All right. So what's been going on? What's been going on? I'm gonna just tell y'all this right quick during my monologue. Sometimes you don't know. One of my friends asked me, he was like, "Yo, D, what do you want in a relationship?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "What are my choices?" And he said, "Don't you want to be happy?" And I thought about it, it's like, shit, happy. I don't think that's ever been a consideration for me. I always just wanted to be content. I don't like having highs and lows. So if I'm content, I'm always good. I ain't gonna get too high, get too low. But as I thought about it, in my 60s, I'm thinking I'm gonna try this happiness thing. I'm gonna see how this shit works. I'm a little scared, change is different. And if you know me, then you know that I'm passionate about certain things, but passion doesn't necessarily relate to happiness. Like I like football. But I'm not one of them guys who gonna watch football and be screaming at the TV because I already know they can't hit me. To me, that's the most insane shit ever. Screaming at your TV, telling people to run, pass, throw a kick. They can't hear you, player. It just makes no sense. And but I love football. And y'all know I was a Patriot fan. I was like, oh, I know you're going to see the Patriots when they come to Atlanta. I'm thinking, really, I got a better seat in my man cave. My alcohol is cheaper and it tastes better. The food tastes better and it's a whole lot cheaper. And I ain't got to worry about nobody standing up in front of me. So I never truly understood the the fan experience of going to a football game. Oh, you want to get the move with all them other people. I saw all them other people who keep standing up and talking shit I can't see. The good seats are super expensive. Uh, and if the ball in a certain place, I ain't seeing shit no way. But in my house, I get to see what the camera see. The camera's always on the right side. So, I was just thinking about can a brother be can a brother be too logical sometimes about certain things? Like there are things like I said, I've had fun. I can't say that I've ever been truly happy. I can't say that I even thought about embracing it because to enjoy the sunshine, you gotta have some rain. To me, to enjoy true happiness, you gotta know a lot of sadness. I didn't want that low. So I was just like, let me just stay in the middle. And my friend was sitting around talking to me, and it wasn't on our agenda, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit because I want to know what my crew thinks. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you need good friends, first of all. This is why you need a variety of friends. You need people who can talk to you in real talk and not try to tell you some crazy shit. I had a little life experience recently. I ain't gonna talk about that right now, but I had some friends who kept me really focused. I even had a couple of knuckleheads who drugged me and made bullshit TikTok videos because they didn't want to hear my logic. I ain't gonna call no names, Sherry, but it was a soldier. And it's like, really, that's what we doing? We just gonna make bullshit TikTok videos to try to call me out to, you know what I'm saying? But I feel how I feel. I still do. But I listened because my friend said, don't do this, don't do that. I thought the hell with them all. But I realized that they were telling me what they really thought was in my best interest. And if you know me, y'all know two of my favorite rules. My dad said, if they can't beat your ass, they can't make you change your mind. He also said it ain't about what's right or wrong sometimes, it's about what make you feel better. See, I like that one. Oh, he also told me, he taught me the one about better to ask for forgiveness and permission. So, I got my marching orders from my parents. My mama said, if you ain't gotta live, sleep, or eat with them, fuck them. So I gotta understand how a lot of these things came by. I was raised by Taliban rejects. So they taught me to be a certain way. And this is why I am like I am sometimes. But I'm gonna try something different for the rest of 2026. And we'll see how it go. And we'll think about what we're gonna do for 2027. So everybody here so far, except Joseph. I don't know if Sherry got him in time out or not. So Mo, I already think I'm here to start some shit. But y'all see my background. It ain't my shit starter background, Mo. It's not my shit starter background. So I'm trying, Sherry, Mark, I'm trying to come in peace. See, I got the heavens above me and all this other good stuff. That's I think that's Earth right there. It's either Earth or it might be Bankhead Court. I ain't sure, but that's what that star is. And the other one, I don't know, maybe it's East Point, maybe it's Jupiter. Who the hell knows? I flunked astrology and whatever the city is where you know where the planets are. All right, so who should I bring on first? Should I do this by age? Let me bring on Sherry because I didn't get my TikTok video this week. So we're gonna bring Sherry on first. Cause Sherry, y'all remember last week, Sherry said she was gonna have me a TikTok video every week. You got Sherry on, I don't know why she be talking and she listen, stop muting yourself.
I got one for you.
It's supposed to have it already. We can't do it's supposed to be at the beginning of the show. You be flexing.
You want me to pull it up? It's on my page.
Did you tag me?
No, but it's you.
If you ain't tag me, it ain't me.
Yes, it is. I mean, I had already gave you enough grief last.
You damn sure gave me enough. Mark over there drinking some high quality something. It ain't water. And he's smiling, so we know it ain't non-alcoholic either. He might be doing some repossession. We keep seeing somebody in the background. I don't know if they plan on stealing this car and Mark using the camera to watch out for some shit. But I'm gonna bring Mo just in case Mark got to take off running. Actually, I'm gonna bring Mark first so he can say something just in case he got to take off running. We want to have him on the show. Sherry, be looking for the video so when the break comes, we can play the video. What's up, Mark?
What up, DVP? What up, Sherry?
What's going on?
Hey, listen, my fans.
You in the A?
I'm in Atlanta.
Don't be pouring up on the tape. We want to see what you're drinking, player.
You're watching too hard.
And what we got?
I'm trying to be respectful. Just a little inside red, salted caramel.
Boy, you can tell when color people get some money. They leave the labels on what they drinking. You know what I'm saying? Because they showing off. Back in the good old day, we kept everything in a brown paper sack because it didn't have no label on it. We didn't want nobody to know how cheap we were. But when brothers get some money, the first thing they do is get rid of that paper sack and make sure you see that label.
Yeah.
They make sure you see that label.
We drinking decent over here now.
I see. That will happen. Next thing you know, he gonna be talking about he got good credit. They ain't even gonna let him in the hood no more.
Hell, I'm finna say I'm the only person on the show that drink.
No, you the only one that drink and steal at the same time. I mean, I'm sorry, you the only one. I drink. I usually have. I just ain't got it today. I was working hard. Let me bring more.
You lying? You drinking Blue Power Wave? You swearing you drinking some liquor?
Listen, man, I don't drink. It's tequila, brother. I'm refined. It's tequila.
But if you got to bend down to get it off the shelf, it ain't worth drinking.
Bro, I don't bend down now. I get the good non-hood shit.
Quavo ain't non-hood good shit.
And I don't drink Quavo. I don't drink Patron. I don't drink Don. I don't drink none of that because I was told by some Mexicans don't mess with none of them too big colored liquors. That's what the man called it, colored liquor. It ain't no good. Mo, what's good with you?
What up, though? I see you got that purple background. When you got that, I know you calm, man. You calm right now.
I know. Hey, now I want y'all to. Mo gonna send us all the autograph thing called Mo. You know what I'm saying? You ever just log on to Facebook and Mo is on some show. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's just bouncing. Mo is like our resident superstar.
That's crazy.
See, I just get to be on Random Thought with DVP. Mo get to be on like 12, 13 different shit. And it's like he don't never be saying the same thing. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to get this dude autograph for real. I might have to change this to Random Thought with Mo and other people. You know, because we other people. What's happening, brother?
That's all good, man. I can't complain.
I ain't feel mine up. Like,
What the hell, Mark doing? Mark, you made a sale right there.
you got the one for me?
Hand to hand.
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
You made a hand
I
to
tell
hand.
on you. You be
Allah.
around here, policing in America had me in trouble.
Boy.
all right. So before we get into the good stuff, y'all heard my monologue. So can y'all say that y'all have truly been happy in relationships?
Okay,
You gotta-
okay.
I can.
Hey, if you're talking about, you ain't talking about consistently. You're talking about overall. You're talking overall, yes. You're talking consistently, no. There's ups and downs in every relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, you had more happy days than unhappy days.
Yeah, in some of the relationships I've been in, yeah, for sure.
Does the happiness cause you to stay? Does it give you a false sense of hope? So like when it ain't unhappy, do you realize the unhappy times is outweighing the happy times, but you stay because the happy times were so great, even though they few and far between?
Not for me. Who you
Me.
asking that to? Because I answer.
I'm asking to all y'all.
All right, yeah, not for me, man. Because you know what?
Mm-mm.
I already know. Look, when you get in the boat, when you get in the plane, when you get in the car, you bound to hit rough water, rough road. Something is gonna get in the way, and you got to be prepared to weather that. And so I don't come in with this idealistic view that everything gonna be perfect. Try to come in with the tools that I'm gonna need to navigate the problems. So yeah, I'm preparing for problems. I don't give a damn if she's a perfect woman. I'm preparing for problems because that's gonna push me through. And that's for me though.
I would say the
So-
same thing. Like, for me, I can't even remember the last time I was like actually unhappy in a relationship. I mean, and just because you happy in the relationship, sometimes it don't mean you need to be with that person. You know what I mean? You can be happy with yourself. Like for me, I'm typically happy with myself. So I feel like when you got two people that are confident and happy within themselves, I think that works better and it's easier to navigate versus you got one person that's really happy in themselves, but the other person is looking for anybody else to make them happy. So I think that's the difference for me.
Yeah, I agree
Mark?
that insecurity will mess you up.
I mean, if you're gonna be in a relationship, you might as well find your happy space. You have to be happy in it. In my younger days, I spent a lot of time in an unhappy relationship. It just made me miserable. But as an older, healthier me, I identify, when my happiness is not there anymore, and it's time to bail out. But I have to be happy. Happiness
So-
comes within, so people can't be saying now, I make them happy. I bring them happiness. I bring them peace. That's not possible.
So here's where I think I'm a little bit lost, because I used to always say that when a man finds a woman, she should be his peace and his peace. One is PEACE, one is PEICE. And women took that wrong. And I was like, I don't mean you should bring him peace. You just should add to his peace. Because I think, if we're honest, you can't be happy with nobody else if you're not happy with yourself first and foremost. But like Sherry Mark said, if I'm already happy with me, then what you should bring to me should make my happiness expound. But if you're dragging it down, then that's a totally different thing. And it's like nobody's saying that you got to be my happy place. You just shouldn't add to my stress. And I mean, I would think that's the same thing for a man getting with a woman. If Sherry is happy, if I'm gonna be with her, if I'm not elevating her happiness, then what am I really doing there? Because she's got a level she can maintain by herself. Mo has a level he can maintain by himself. So when we do this, if we're not doing this, why are we doing anything? Because we're coming down, and if we know that nobody can be everything, why should anybody be responsible for my happiness? But I think we should all be responsible for helping our partners maintain their happiness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make all the sense in the world.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, for me, like I can't date a guy who doesn't have any friends. And the reason that is, I ain't saying you got to have a whole bunch of them, but if you don't have any friends, then you're looking for me to entertain you all the time. And I ain't no damn clown. You know what I mean? Like, go find you something to do. You know what I mean? Like, every time we do something, or only time he's doing something is because it's something that I plan for us to do, or because I do know a lot of people and I get invited to this place, that place. And if he ain't got no friends, we ain't gonna be invited by his friends.
Hey, so let me comment on that, Sherry, because I ain't never shook DVP's hand. I ain't never shook Mark's hand. But those guys are the closest friends that I have. I ain't got no friends, zero. That's right. And big part of the problem is not, and this might sound a little arrogant, but it's not me. People are flighty. They're weird as hell. Dudes do unscrupulous shit. I ain't got time for it, man. I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to live a righteous life. I'm trying to do the right stuff. And a lot of dudes I've met, they're like that. So I'd rather just have my peace. So I ain't got no friends. But it's not by choice. It's just that I keep meeting weirdos and people that don't have any morals. So I just thought it out there, just food for thought.
I agree. I kind of see what you're saying, Sherry. I mean, I do have friends, and you want to kick it or have a balance. I don't want nobody to be, I'm the only thing they got, their only friend, their only hangout partner, everything in their life gonna evolve around me because they ain't got nobody to do nothing with. Every now and then you need to go do your thing, go enjoy yourself and come back and we can kick it and do our thing. But it gotta be separation in there somewhere.
Hey, you should be able to do that with when you ain't got no friends. Man, I used to go deep sea fishing. My lady was like, fuck you, I ain't going.
I know that's right.
And I'm like, cool, it's all good. I'm going. I'm having a great time. And then she want to go shop at the mall for 3-4 hours. Yo, I ain't going. Have a good time. You know what I mean? So that's, it's a balance to this.
Well, Mo, you said something that made me a little nervous.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Because I was told now, and this comes from a recently past experience, that you gotta watch out for people who ain't got no friends. Because we should all have some friends that we can go to locally in case something happens. Because I had a situation where somebody needed some friends to help her, and she like, I ain't got no friends. I'm like, how in the hell you been in a place for 9 years and you ain't got no friends? That's a flag.
You think so?
I think people ain't got no friends are weirdos. I'm wrong. Just to be honest. I'm trying to figure out how I'm almost like DVP. How you moving through life and don't have no friends? You should have a coworker or somebody. Shit, you better be cool with a neighbor. Somebody should be able to call your friend. You a weirdo.
So y'all.
Oh, I thought you said widow. I'm like, where the hell widows come from? But you said
he
weirdo.
said weirdo.
Yeah, and I'm like, widow. How we get the dead people?
Widow. Nah, man. It's so this is a two-sided. That's a two-sided conversation, though, right? Who you run into and who you meet, and how you and the relationship you have with them determines whether you maintain a friendship with them. So and then also, if you moving, I moved from the hood where I grew up in the hood in poverty, man. Everybody want to stay in the damn hood, stay in poverty. So just by osmosis and naturally, we just fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm going this way, bro. I had one of my best friends was a drug dealer. I ain't sell drugs, but he was like my best friend. And one day I was just like, all right, I'm about to head off to college, bro. What you doing? He said, oh, I'm about to go sell these drugs. I'm like, all right, it's cool, man. I'll catch up with you. And that was that. I had to accept that. So sometimes you gotta let people go.
Yeah, when people are not good for you, you let them go. But and sometimes people aren't necessarily your friends, but close associates that you trust enough that y'all can have a conversation. Do you have any of those, Mo?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was worried about
you. Yeah, but hey, I take that word serious. I take so y'all playing with the word friends. I take that word. That's a serious word for me. It's not some fly by night word for me. You know, it's somebody I can call. It's somebody I could leave. Let's say if I had a child, it's somebody I could leave my child with. That's a friend.
Don't leave
You
your
know?
child with me, 'cause I'm gonna leave too.
I ain't saying you.
Okay, I just want to make sure
crazy
we
hell.
understand the
I would
boundaries of
never
this
do that.
friendship.
Ever, man. You a crazy dude. I'm like, nah, that's no,
Why I
Mr.
gotta be
DVP.
crazy?
You can't go see Mr. DVP. No.
Oh, see, I'm gonna have to get. I went crazy, so Sherry came to the show. I'm gonna have to get Sherry off the show. I went crazy before then.
And with me, I got friends for different roles in my life.
Right.
Different aspects of it. Like me and DVP, I consider him a friend more now, but he's a friend from playing flag football. Millionaire Math, when he on there, that's a friend. We coach together, but then we also ride bikes. So we got that in common. That's a friend. You know, my best friend. We ride slingshots. He taught me how to ride a motorcycle. So that I just don't see how you go through life and not at some point in your life make a friend.
So
Like I say
man,
with Millionaire Man, we met coaching. We was on the same coaching staff together. Now that turned into a friendship. That's been 5-6 years now. My partner Lucky, like I say, we work together. We worked for Comcast together for probably about a year. Now we got a friendship that's been going for 20 plus years now. So I don't see how you just can't meet people and become friends. And I ain't saying everybody got to be a friend, but you got to have a friend somewhere.
So let me say this. Those are acquaintances to me.
Right.
If a friend to me, somebody that met my wife, somebody that came to my house, somebody that might know the name of my children. That's a friend. Them other dudes, other people are acquaintances to me. You know, I see a dude at the gym. We cool as hell. We see each other. What's up, bro? You know, embrace each other, whatever. You know, play ball, hang out for the day. We cool, but that's not my friend. That's for me though. Everybody else might not see it that way.
And see, I would say a friend is somebody who could ask you for something. You could ask them for something. It's kind of like what Mark said. I mean, me and Mark, technically, we've been knowing each other a long time. We've gotten closer doing this show. But if I needed something, like real quick, I would reach out to Mark. I mean, we done exchanged numbers. We ain't had a conversation. And it's crazy because, like, even my truest best friends, truest in life, who I would give a credit card to or my pen to, only two of them can tell you where I stay because they've never been to the Bat Cave because I've never been that type of guy. My truest friends will all tell you when they found out I was getting married, they didn't know I was dating, but that's because, you know, as one of them said, you know, I'm kind of like having Batman as a friend. You just find out shit at the last minute. But to me, they're my truest friends. I'm just not a share of information. So kind of like what you said, Mo, you got to figure out where people are, but you got to figure out who you are. Cause I say, if Mark called me and asked me something, I'm gonna answer his question. If Mark said, "Hey man, I need you to do this," shit, Mark's on the other side of town, but I take it to me, it's a sign of respect. If he called me to ask me and it ain't some old bullshit, I'm gonna take it as a sign of respect that he trusts me enough to do whatever it is he's doing. Cause to me, I base friendship on if I really need something, who do I trust to come through for me? You know, do I? Yeah. And me, now don't take it wrong, but yeah, most people ain't never been here. If I call right now and said I was dying, I can tell you for real, it's probably only 3 people who could find me. And I'm 60. In the 5 residences that I've had in the past 20 years, it's probably only 10 people who could have took you to my front door. And it ain't cause I didn't want them there. It was just cause that was just never who I was. I was never that outgoing. I don't throw parties at my house. I'll come to where you are. I'll meet you somewhere, but I just didn't want people at the house. It was my sanctuary. But it wasn't. Now, if they would have asked me, I would have told them. It just never came in general conversation. Hey, one of my best friends got sick recently. I've been knowing this guy 30 years. I just went to his house because he was sick. And we laughed about it. It's like, damn, we've been through all this shit together. And I never even asked him where he stayed at. I didn't have a reason to go over his house. So, you know, and it's like I said, it's like what Mo said, what is it that how do you qualify your friends? And the crazy thing is, there was a guy who was on the show talking about love one day, and we take the word serious, but we love people in different ways and don't even know it. Because if you're willing to do a favor for somebody, that's a sign of love. You may not call it with with familiar love or intimate love. But when you're doing stuff for people, you're giving your time, you're giving your energy. If that ain't a sign of love, then are you saying you would just do this for anybody? And if you will only do stuff for certain people, then these certain people fall into that friendship love category. We just don't do that because we say, oh, this, and this, and this. Because Mo, you just said me and Mark your friends. Now I know your wife name because of Facebook, and I know where you stay because of you. But if somebody asks me something about Mo, I'm gonna just be like, shit, Mo the peacemaker. He the book writer. He won't send a signature signed copies of his book, but that's a whole another story. I ain't gonna pick on you about that. But what can we? Me and Mark been knowing each other. Shit, what 30 years now, Mark? At least 20.
It's at least 20. I think I may have met you maybe 98.
And shit, up until Facebook, we probably never knew each other's last name.
Wow.
Hell,
Yeah.
I knew your last name. I ain't know your first name.
And,
He was Bale. That's all I knew was Bale.
you know, the guy with the knee brace. Everybody, and most people probably knew I was a cop, but they didn't know much else about me. And I played football. A lot of these cats, we hung out, we did. But once it was over with, and I consider a lot of these cats friends. We would fight together. Please believe, if something broke out, oh, we were standing toe to toe. But it's like saying, hell, Mo, you was on Robert's show. I never knew he was Robert. I always knew him as Lamar. So when I saw the R.L. Stafford, I'm like, damn, he looked like Lamar. Who the hell is Robert? I never knew that was his name. It's like, well, damn, that's so and we played on the same team for at least 7 years, but he was always Lamar. Always. It's so crazy to me now to call him. It's so crazy to call him Robert. It's like, because I asked him, I say, dude, who the hell is R.L.? He's like, my real name, Robert. So all this time. But I tell you about my roommate in the Air Force. My roommate, I call him Roy for the longest. When he took me home for one of the holidays, and his mom and them kept talking, and when I went up to him, I say, why do they keep calling you William? He said, that's my name. I was like, since when? I've been calling you Roy for 3.5 years, and you have answered every fucking time. But every time they say William, you keep turning around. I don't want to ask your mom who William was. I said, how long your name been William? He's like, it's been William the whole time. He said, I don't know why you call me Roy. I said, why the fuck did you answer it? That just blew me. For 3 years, you've been my roommate. You've been Roy. You have been Roy. You answered to Roy, had the base call you Roy, and now you telling me your name William. That's some bullshit. That is weird.
But I think when it comes down to names, because I got a bunch of nicknames and whatnot, I think for me, it depends on where I met you at and what level our friendship goes to as to what you were able to call me.
Right.
So when we met Bell, I was Chip. I mean, I'm still Chip, and I'm gonna always be Chip. But we double back years later now through Facebook, you know me as Mark. So your friendship level elevated over the 20 plus years I've been knowing you, so you can call me Mark.
Hell, I don't think I knew Chip.
That's all. When I played flag football, that's all I wore was Chip.
I just knew all y'all as assholes. I mean, y'all always kept calling me old man. Why y'all let that slow dude do this?
And it's crazy.
That's all y'all ever called. Y'all was harassing me.
So I was calling him old. He went for 27. He just looked old. He bad ass knees.
Anyway, what's up, Tiffany? How are you? Let's see what she said. Every relationship is give and take. You reciprocate something in some way or another. Friendships or relationships, you have to trust the person. You have to be compatible, birds of a feather. I'm very big on trusting our relationships, and if you give me a reason not to trust you, you're out. Does that seem fair? And it ain't, if that's your standard, it is what it is.
Yeah. That's my standard is if I trust you. Like one of my best friends, her and I don't talk as much now, but when we were young, if you saw me, you saw her. And I'm talking about we used to run Atlanta.
That's
we
knew where
everything was at.
You need a chaperone.
Whatever. And I mean, like we would meet guys together, all that. I mean, we would do everything together. And then over the years, and I think I met her when I was 23. And we done fell out over the years. And I'm talking about one time we went without talking for 2 years because she was upset with me about something she thought I said that I didn't say, but that's neither here nor there. But
Say it.
then again, we didn't talk again for another 2 years at one point. But every time we talk, like when we get back together to talk about why we weren't talking, and clear up whatever it is, I tell anybody still to this day that she is one of my best friends. I mean, I can trust her. If she called me right now and say, Sherry, hey, can you put 5,000 in my account? I'll pay you back on next week, whatever. I ain't gonna ask her what it's for. I'm just, because that's my girl, and I'm talking about I can trust her with anything. I can tell her my deepest secret. I think she even know my deepest secret, but she would never repeat it, even when we're not like getting along. She ain't gonna repeat it.
If you don't give her that $5,000, she ain't gonna repeat it.
Do it.
If you don't give her that $5,000, she gonna repeat it.
No, but she's just somebody that if you ask her about me, my character or whatever, she knows me in and out. She know herself some Sherry, and I know her, but we don't talk as much now. But when we do talk, I mean, like, we don't miss a beat.
And this is the last time I'm gonna say, because we're gonna move to y'all topics. So with that, this is one of the reasons why I don't understand the relationships, the whole friendship thing, because y'all know it bothers me when people say I'm with my best friend. Because to me, it's disrespectful to your best friend who have put in the time and energy. There's no way that I can meet a woman and in 6 months, 2 years, she became my best friend of people who've been there for 30, 40 years, who know my deepest, darkest secrets. Because I ain't told this shit to nobody in 6 months to 2 years, because I don't know you like that. And when people say that, my biggest thing is I want to be in a relationship with somebody who is my friend, because we know if we divide friendships and relationships, when you get married with the partner you're with in a relationship, and I'm specifically talking about women now, and I'm gonna use Sherry because we're here. Me and Sherry dating. We're just doing the dating. We ain't really friends. When we have a falling out, Sherry gonna either block me or ignore all my phone calls. But if we got a friendship, when we fall out, she gonna still see what her friend want. And that's why I don't understand why people don't form friendships in relationships and go from there, which is also confusing when women say, oh, I friend zoned you. Because technically being a friend zone should mean you got long-term potential, because you put this guy in a friend zone, and we should call it, ladies should call it something else. They should call it you can't get none zone. Don't say you friend zone the guy. Say you put him in the can't get none zone, because friend zone should actually be a good thing, because we all want to marry our friend, right? So you can't put somebody in friend zone and cut them off, because now you double talking. And how do you be friends first? But see, you can. But why aren't you friends first? I mean, like I said, and you build a friendship, but
I agree with Tiffany. How you friends when you fucking? I don't fuck my friends.
Why? But then how you gonna marry your best friend if you're not having sex with him?
But because he's not my friend, he my boyfriend.
So he your friend.
But he my boyfriend and the one that's getting it. But and that's, to me, that's totally different. I look at, I get what you're trying to say about being friends with your mates. I get that. But to me, that comes just with trusting that person. Like, I feel like if me and DP was gonna get together or whatever the case may be, right? I'm not giving my energy sexually to nobody. I ain't scared to say it. I ain't had sex in 3 years. Don't care if I do or don't. Would love to. I love it just like the next person. But I don't want to give that type of energy to a man that's not ready for me. And that's just how I feel about it. So to me, you ain't gonna be my friend that I'm fucking. You might be a dude. And then I look at it like this. If you want to be my friend, then you understand that I'm not fucking until you ready to do right by me. So that's a friend.
But to give your body to somebody, don't you have to trust them?
Yeah, but they don't be your friend. They ain't gotta be your friend.
Right by Sherry. See, you do right by Sherry.
Yeah,
but Tiffany, sex clouds everything. And I'm gonna take that back. Sex don't cloud judgment. Good sex clouds judgment. Love just make you stupid. Bad sex don't cloud your judgment. Bad sex gives you clarity, because you know exactly what you want after bad sex. The next to get the hell on. So let's put the adjectives in the right place. But I mean, but like, okay, fellas, I'm gonna ask, because I ain't gonna ask the women because women crazy. Mo and Mark, have you ever met a girl who was just But after knowing her for 6 months, she went from eye to damn. She ain't bad looking.
No, she went from eye. She was still eye. The only thing is her personality was cool, so it made me want to be around. And then I want to slide in. But
Right.
she's still ugly. People are still ugly. And after you catch a nut, they are uglier. And then you sitting up there having regret trying to figure out why did I do it. But it don't change.
Tiffany, you want to come on the show? Because I'm still not. So are you saying, Tiffany, you were married, right? Sherry, you were married.
Mm-hmm.
She probably on this
You
page.
married.
and
Mark,
not this page.
So, hey, so you're not gonna let me answer?
did you marry your friend?
Who you talking to, DVP?
And one of y'all.
No,
No.
I married my boyfriend. I didn't marry my friend.
You got one more time. Oh, God. I can't stand black people. What my white host at? What?
She married our friend.
Mo,
at the
you
time
didn't
when
marry your best friend.
Was that?
You didn't marry your friend.
No.
Mark.
Yeah, I married my friend. It only makes sense.
I'm not. I don't get how you not marry your friend. Y'all confusing me on this one.
I married somebody I liked a lot. We only knew each other for like a year and a half, bro. That ain't my best friend.
I ain't say best friend.
He
I said friend.
friend.
I just said friend.
Damn, Mo. I told y'all, Mo a weirdo.
It's look at a year and a half, man. That's not like a long time, man. So
I just said friend. I ain't say best friend. Just friend.
I say we get along. I like him. He like me.
Yeah.
We fell in love, and then love took over, and we probably got stupid and got married. But
But y'all weren't friends.
Hey, so hold on. Let me help. Sorry about that, Sherry. Let me say this.
Yeah, help Mo.
To qualify as a friend, you got to deal with certain circumstances and situations, and I got to see you get through those. I got to see you show up for me. I got to see how you manage through those situations. That shit ain't gonna happen in the first year and a half, bro. It's not happening. So until we build up that kind of relationship, the friend word, that's later. I like you a lot. You know, I want to be around you. You pretty, you smell good, all that. But that friend, that comes later. That comes down the line.
So within that year, Mo, you can't see where a person shows up for you. Because in a year, you done went to a couple of seasons.
That's what it is, though. That's what you seeing. Through that year, that's the dating, love, all that period.
That's when you form the friendship.
They're building up a resume for you. The resume is building up, and you seeing that, you like, yeah, man, they always come through, you know, this or that or whatever.
But I would think after you meet somebody, that's when you start building a friendship. From the time I meet, and that's just not a relationship. That's the time I meet anybody.
You getting to know them. That's my thing. You're getting to know them.
But as I'm getting to know them, I'm building a friendship. When you're building a friendship, now you see how they show up for you. When do you get to know them to a point to where if I need this, I can call on them?
Yeah,
because I'm deciding that they're my friend. So as I get to know them, they're elevating to what they can be used for, not necessarily used for, but how can they be when I need them? How can they show up? Because I don't, like I don't meet somebody the first day and then in 3 days, now I need help paying my mortgage. That ain't a friend.
I think y'all confusing the two. Like, I get exactly what Mo's saying, because when I meet somebody, right, we ain't friends right off. We're getting to know each other and we become friendly, but they're not
the same
my
thing you did with your girl. That's the same thing you did with your girl. Y'all met each other. Y'all got to know each other. You didn't meet her day one and be like, yo, this is my friend. I'm going to tell her my secrets.
Right. But I'm talking about, we talking about a man, because I ain't fucking my friend girl. I'm talking about a man. So when you talking about sex getting involved, because if I meet you, a woman know right off the rip whether she gonna give you some or not. It's totally up to you whether you talk yourself out of it. You know what I mean? So
I don't believe that.
shit.
I don't believe that.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, DVP, put that on the docket. We got to come back to that one. Put that on the docket.
Yolanda
Shit.
married her friend. Tiffany said yes to 2 things, so I'm not sure what she said yes to. Millionaire, did you marry your friend? Joseph, did you marry your friend? Because this is interesting to me now, because I'm not understanding the disconnect.
No.
Because
Let me tell you what the disconnect is. Okay, my
Tiffany,
ex-husband.
Tiffany, check your inbox, because I want you to come here and explain some of this. Tiffany, you see what you started, Tiffany? And I thought you were so sweet and innocent. Tiffany, look at what you started.
See, when I married my ex-husband, I didn't marry him, like that's my friend. I want him to be my friend. No, I wanted to fuck him and be with him, hang out with him, all that good stuff. I want to do all that. My friends, my regular friends that are guys, I ain't having sex with them. I look at them just as a friend. I don't look at them in a romantic way
So,
at
so,
all.
so Sharon, at what point did you decide that they were gonna be your friend?
Who my ex-husband?
No,
He
the
wasn't gonna be
dudes
my
that
he was gonna
the
be my
dudes
man.
your friend, the dudes that are just your friends. At what point did you say, "Hey, I'm gonna make him my friend"?
I mean, some of them I worked with, so they just became my friend or they became my partner, that I worked with when I was policing or whatever, or in the
And that's the
military. So, and we built those bonds where DVP know what I'm talking about bonds in the military. Like one guy, well, more than one guy, but one guy particular, me and him were E4s together. We both now are lieutenant colonels. But it was times we didn't see each other for years because he was stationed somewhere else. I was stationed somewhere and we didn't even talk. But then when we both got in the same vicinity, we talk all the time. But I don't look at him in a sexual nature at all. I ain't saying he don't look at me that way. He say he don't, but
He
sometimes women just know,
He don't.
But my point is that my ex-husband, him and I are friends now, but that happened over time, and I'm not having sex with him.
So now he your friend, he can't get it.
Good friends.
But he can't get it now because of your friend.
He can't get none because I ain't attracted to him.
Damn. Well, I think that you meet somebody, and once you meet them, you start to get to know them. You build a friendship. So, like I say, and I say with friends, and I keep the same with relationship as well. When I met Mav, like I say, we was on the coaching staff together. Initially, it was just coaching, talking shit. Then we hung out a couple of times after practice, outside of practice, and over the years, we built a friendship. I think that's the same with relationships. Even though I meet a woman, we getting to know each other. Now, as we're getting to know each other, you like doing this, I like doing this. As friends, we're hanging out. We're building a friendship. And if it goes to be anything more than, a relationship, marriage, but a friendship has to be the basis of it. I don't think I wouldn't marry somebody I'm just fucking.
Yeah, I think you're using the wrong word, Mark. It's acquaintance. Your acquaintance in the early stages. Y'all ain't friend. A friend. You got to define the word friend for you. For me, it means something serious. You ain't my friend. There's some damn qualifications you got to meet to be my friend.
Okay,
otherwise,
so
I ain't fucking none of my friends.
Mo, you said me. Okay, what are we, Mo? Because I need some clarification because you're losing me and we need to switch subject. So we're gonna do this one like 5 more minutes. What am I, Mo, to you?
We acquaintances.
You ain't a goddamn friend.
But you just said at the beginning that we was your friends. We
He
just got
did.
demoted. We got demoted in 27 minutes.
He backpedaling.
I'm not backpedaling. No. Listen. These are principles that are ingrained in me. I never even shook DVP's hand. I cannot consider DVP a friend. The dude is cool as hell, but I can't do that. I ain't even shook my man's hand. We ain't sat down and ate nothing. How am I calling my friend?
I can almost agree to that.
So everybody you ate lunch with in high school is your friend?
No.
Everybody, no.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm like, damn it, that's all it takes for friendship is to sit down and
No,
eat together?
It's part of it. Look,
I know I'm just giving you a hard time.
Hey,
Mo. If DVP said, "Hey Mo, man, I need some help. I need this and that," I'm there. I'm helping you because I like to do it. I like who you are. I like what you're about. But that word, there's certain parameters that I gotta meet in order to say that.
Bro, I sent you a gift. I think that should make us friends.
And I'm
Hey,
finna say,
hold on, Mark. I gave this brother the shirt off my back. I gave this brother the shirt off my
You
back,
did,
and we
you
ain't
did, you
friends.
did, you
Send my
did,
shit
you
back,
did,
man.
you did.
well,
Hey,
I'm gonna say this.
I gave him, and I don't give up the shirt off my back.
hey,
But
hey,
that
you
brother
in that?
said, he said, I want that shirt. I said, what's your address? I washed it, cleaned it, and sent it to him. I ain't buy no.
Right.
I gave him the one. I
Well,
gave him the one I had,
So
well,
look,
APVP,
and
y'all
I
I'm gonna
ain't
making
tell
this.
even
you like this.
I ain't
Hold on,
even
I let
friend now.
let me
I let
explain.
Mo I
Let me
let Mo read a book to me for the last 8 weeks, like Bert and Ernie. He reading a book to me for the last 8 weeks, and we ain't friends.
hey, listen.
What the hell?
Y'all making this. So this is what a lot of people do. Y'all making this a binary discussion. It's not binary. There's
No,
a
we giving
whole bunch
real world examples,
no,
Mo.
listen. No,
We done,
let me explain it. Let
hey,
me
Mark.
explain it. You said
Mark,
Why?
me and you, we
you
finna
said
go to the
friends?
corner cause Mo done disappointed us. We done gave him, we been in the group, we done did group shit together. We done follow his direction, follow his lead, and now all of a sudden he telling us we ain't shit.
Y'all said
That's what he
friends.
said. We ain't
Y'all said
shit.
friends and not friends. That's
No, you
binary.
said you
The
got that.
binary discussions never work. Friends and not friends. Nah, it's not of that. There's a lot of middle shit in there. You know what I'm
We
saying?
finna,
Y'all more my friends than not my friends. I'll put it that way.
no,
But
you done already said we ain't shit.
I never said,
We more of his friend than not his
You done
friend.
already said
Jerry never heard me say that.
If
Tiffany. See what you started, Tiffany. So we're not gonna let you come to the show no more. All this
hey,
started because all this over a sex. You know, I'm like, how in the hell we go from feelings to sex and friendship? Now Sherry ain't having sex with nobody that she like. Tiffany, I don't know what you doing. Yolanda will marry her friend. I ain't sure what Millionaire gonna do. Cause Millionaire, you kind of all over the place. I'm gonna have to meet you, brother, because you're hilarious to me. Mo said F the host.
yeah,
So you know me. Now I got to start calling Mark Chip because me and Mark. It's it. I mean, now me and Mark, we friends because everybody else done kicked us to the curb. That's some bullshit right there.
Hey,
we
if I
On
was
my
more
own
playing,
friends.
show,
I
on my
ain't play
own show, I
football
got
with
kicked
y'all.
to the curb.
I
Mo,
ain't
you
play
said
football with y'all. I ain't
I
play
know you,
football with y'all.
but
I
you
didn't
just
grow up in
told
the
me.
hood with y'all. If I did that, we friends.
You done already said we ain't shit. Hey, mom, I'm gonna mispronounce this. Hey, mama, 5759. How are you? We good. Oh, I don't know where you at. It is not morning where we at though. It should be because we done had too much to drink. Damn. Yolanda, you still here? Cause we need you. We're gonna need you for this next one.
Yeah,
So
we need you, Yolanda. Come on up and talk to us.
Yolanda, not Yolanda, Sherry, you know, the resident shit starter and the putter of people in corners. She the reason why Joe can't come to the show because he's still on punishment. He in the comments, but he's scared to come on the thing because she was calling him out.
Joe Mo, bring your ass up. Quit
Look,
Yeah,
playing.
Joe.
DDP, let me, since we were talking about relationships, let me show you the video first and then
Okay.
go into the next subject. Hold on.
Do I need to sit down and have a drink for this video?
Come
Go,
up, Joe Mo.
go
We
on and show
need
the
you,
I
video.
don't
Joe.
know.
Go on and show the video. Thank you, Yolanda.
Let's see. Tell me when y'all can see it.
Let's see. I gotta put your other page up.
And no more said. Here you go. And there I went. But you're really finna blow me right now, bro. Bro, just go head on, bro. And I've been left, sis. See, I told you, your ass always be tripping. But I never fall. And he hoes gave me their number, and I'm finna call. You know what? Just go ahead and do it then. And we'll. Just like Nike. Bro, you always just doing the most. I ain't done enough. The hostess with the mostest. Bro, can you please stop talking? God gave me a mouth, so I'm gonna use it. Now who gonna shut me up? All right, bro. Like you got it, bro. Okay, sis, been at it. Bro, just leave me alone. And alone you gonna be left. All right, dog. Roof.
That how is that supposed to be like me?
You petty.
I'm sure there's a point. Man, what's going on with this thing right here? How do I do this? I can't believe. I think I just got insulted.
Because you petty.
Wait, Mama, AI 5759, where you watching from? But anyway, we're gonna talk about sentencing disparities. So Yolanda, you here? Hands yellow, heart red, hands yellow. I'm not even finna do this. Sentencing disparity. What you want? Tell us about sentencing disparity, Sherry.
Well, I was in my feelings today. Well, really yesterday, and I'm still mad.
What about the bottle?
Yeah, about the Carmela case. Are y'all following that?
Yeah.
What about you, DVP?
I caught a little with this World Cup thing. I've been busy with this, trying to get this security stuff done. But I'm reading some comments, and I read quite a few different variants. So I need to find out the minutia myself before I can pass judgment on what it is. I mean, I got some thoughts about it though.
I mean,
good,
my
Ernest.
thing is, of course, we as the public are only gonna get snippets here and there, and you try to put it together from there. But this young guy was I would say accosted by these white boys, and because he was sitting under their tent. They was at a track meet, and they were the opposing team, and one of the young white boys took it upon himself to tell the black dude to leave from under their tent. And so, I guess the black guy was like, well, make me leave. And so the white dude pushed him. Then from what again, this is where it gets cloudy. And there's a video from my understanding, but just from the things that I've heard on the different news channels is that it was about 4 guys surrounding the black guy, and the black guy stabbed one of the white boys in the chest. He only just stabbed him and left, ran away or whatever. But they gave this boy 35 years. His defense was self-defense, which I think it was self-defense. That's just me. But again, I wasn't in the jury room. I don't, jurors see things sometimes that we don't see. But for me, I feel like when you put your hands on somebody, you asking to get hands laid on you. And so I just feel like that the white guy was the aggressor, and he should have went and either got law enforcement if the boy wouldn't move from under the tent, or went and got an adult. And now they done gave this boy, who ain't never been in trouble with nothing, AB student, now he got 35 years. And from another point of it is that the guy that he knew who was under the tent, from what my son was telling me, he said that dude lied on the stand, because he's the one that, dapped him up and all of that when the dude came up under the tent. But when they went to court, it was something else. So I don't know, but it just gets to me. And then when somebody white, if the roles were reversed, I guarantee you that white boy would have got off. Oh, and he had an all white jury.
And that's the first part I want to address, because it's I read a lot of different things, but what I do know, factually speaking, is that we are the best at excuses for getting off juries. We want to come up with anything not to do them, and then we complain about the system. If you don't want to do juries, and really, we just got to shut the fuck up. Because when they say it's an all-white jury, my question is, how many blacks got turned away? See, because other than that, I can't make a fair assessment of why it was an all-white jury. Because I worked at a courthouse, and you see blacks come in wearing skin-tight stuff. They're wearing stuff they know that'll get them kicked off. They got excuses. My grandmama's sick. I can't miss work. I can't do this. I can't do this. You don't see black people wanting to be on jury duty. They'll do anything in their power to get off. So when we ain't on juries, is it because we got kicked off, or is it because in a jury pool of 3,000, 4 blacks showed up? So before we can make a fair assessment, I need to know how many blacks got turned away.
Yolanda said he struck. She said I don't know what she's trying to say. Hey, struck all the blacks, or he?
No, she's saying he struck all the blacks. And that's why, Yolanda, do you want to come on and explain some of this stuff? But we got to do a better job so that when we start complaining, we have valid and legitimate complaints.
And I say this from one standpoint, from being an athlete. You didn't have other players, other teams, or any of that thing coming to your tent, your huddle. That's a sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
And somebody will take the lead and like, hey man, you need to get up out of here. And that make me, it's people that'll try to make you. But that's just for me, like I say, being an athlete, coaching, seeing those type things that you just didn't allow those things to happen.
And that's a valid point, because as cool as we all may have been when we were on the football field, as cool as I would have been with everybody, one thing about it, I was never going to the other side of the field because I already know it's a war zone. And I hate when we use war zone with sports terms, but that's what it is. You don't go. Everybody knew Soul Patrol was 50 deep. You don't go on Soul Patrol sideline for shit. You don't even want to run out of bounds on their sideline if you got a choice, because it's trouble. So at some point, and I ain't blaming this young fella, but and Yolanda, I hear you. It don't matter. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the best examples I saw was a football game with the Rams where Buddy hurt himself. He drug himself across the field. He didn't go to the closest sideline where the closest trainer was, because he know even when you hurt, you need to be on your side. When you see most of these skirmishes, it's because one player's on the wrong side of the field. You're talking about boys with testosterone raging, because that's what happened when the football, especially when an event starts. I ain't saying that's an excuse. I'm just saying what Mark said. That's real life. And if you ain't played sports, you won't understand it. But you don't go to the other, even when y'all friends, you stay on your side, you wait till the game is over with. But you going in the tent.
But even if it's your friend, you find a mutual spot to speak and shake hands. But it's never gonna be on the sideline. It's never gonna be in one opposing area. It's gonna be an open space, and you just happen to bump into each other in that spot, or you meet in an open space. But in the tent, huddle, locker rooms, that's off limit to opposing people.
Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. But the consequences of him doing what he did, old boy lost his life. You get what I'm saying? And my thing is the juice worth the squeeze? It's not.
It's not.
And to add, let me add this to Sherry's question, because don't you go get the track marshal? Who you to swell up?
No, sir. You don't. No, Mo. You don't go get nobody. You handle it
You
right
handle it yourself.
So go ahead.
No, I'm
You
saying,
handle that yourself, or
it's
you
like-
and your people, y'all handle that.
Did you have? And just quickly, did you see the little Wimbiana push how he did Brunson last night? See, in real world, the rest of the team should have jumped. They should have jumped him for pushing their teammate. That's how you know they ain't the team, because you don't let somebody mush your star player. You can't
say that.
Ever let that happen. You don't wait for the referees to do nothing. You going to somebody getting a tech, somebody getting kicked out, and that's when you pick your scrolls. But a fight gonna start with that move right there.
Back then it would. DVP, you correct. Brunson should have got his lick back, but it was too much at stake. You got to think back when
his teammates should have did it for him though, because that's what would have did.
You don't want to get kicked out at this point. You remember Draymond got kicked out against the Cavs.
That's why.
And LeBron ended up winning that championship.
Right. That's why Brunson can do it. The 12th or 11th man coming in and get some get back. You set a hard pick for him. Somebody else supposed to get him back, but you don't let somebody do that to your star player. Them rules of the game.
So
what happened when somebody hit a quarterback? You see one of them linemen come up and jump there. They don't care about getting suspended. You protect home court, home field at anything. And I ain't saying that none of this is right, but when we're talking about it, if you're looking at it from a sports perspective, purely a sports perspective, not a legal one, the unfortunate, the black kid was wrong when he went to that tent. So he was the aggressor. And I hear what you're saying, Yolanda, about it was raining, but you do shit in the rain. Rain ain't no excuse to go to the other side. Now, was the sentencing fair? No. And we've talked about this before. In every jurisdiction I've seen so far, a murder indictment requires intent. You can't tell me he went there to that tent with the intent to kill nobody. There's nothing that will suggest that. Now, I've seen something that said he had a weapon when he went to the tent. Like I said, that's why I need to read, because I'm reading what a lot of different people are saying. I need to see what's actually going on. That's why I asked Yolanda. She wanted to come on, because I know she's read more than me, because I saw she made a post about it. But I haven't seen enough to speak intelligently about that one. because when y'all put the subject, it was just about sentence disparity and racially, and I think Mark, you added racial something, and you know, we do have to pay attention, and you know, unfortunately, we do things that sometimes will put us in a bad light. We talk too much shit sometimes, and people use that against us. And in this, like I say, the sentencing to me was way out of reach. I'm agreeing with Yolanda from what I know right now. At best, it was manslaughter. Manslaughter is when you do something, somebody dies, because murder requires intent. But you know, New York, I think, has like 3 or 4 different degrees of murder. In Georgia, we got different ways you can murder somebody. Because me and Mo can rob a bank, and if somebody dies, and I did the shooting or whatever, Mo still get charged with the murder because he was with me. Even though he didn't do nothing, he can get charged with it. But everywhere I've seen so far, you have to show intent. You got to show intent. How do you know that this is what they intended to do, or they should have known? You know, if you shoot somebody, you should have known that there was a chance they could die. Now, if I hit somebody with a slingshot and die, that's not murder, because who dies from a slingshot? So there's a lot of little things, and you got to know the jurisdiction. You got to know what the case precedences are, because all these things matter. And that's why I say sometimes we got to be careful, especially when we get upset out of our own jurisdiction, because we don't know the law. When I told everybody that the dude in Florida was innocent based on Georgia law shooting Trayvon, you can feel how you want to feel. Florida law at the time said they could use deadly force if you came on their property. It said what it said. So and it ain't nothing changes. So when we're talking about this one specifically, which is why I didn't really want to get into it, I wanted to get into more of why is there disparity for us versus them. And you know, to me, it's because sometimes we put out this, we all, you know, we're being hood is cool, we're being a thug is cool, we're talking about I'm gonna kill people is cool, I'm gonna do this. Everything, violence is the way we act, like we run shit. So is it fair? Is it fair that people use that against us when we in court? Because if you look at them, you see how the little Asian guy, they make them look old and frail. They do what they do. We go to court, we tend to dress a certain way. We never look like we might be victims. And I understand the concept, but sometimes that concept ain't a winning concept. So some of this is on us and how we don't use the system to our advantage, because it ain't gonna be fair for us. We don't want to be on juries. Go ahead, Mo.
Oh no, I didn't want to. I was just gonna. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to highlight what Yolanda said, because I have something that supports her what she said, and she said neither of them own that tent, and it was a random reaction. It was manslaughter, not planned. So that's what you were saying too, DVP. But the part I wanted to highlight was neither of them own the tent. So to me, this is gang culture. This is my block. You can't come on my block. Okay, this is my tent. You can't come in my tent. They don't legislate that on the, on the field.
No, well, for me, and going to track meets, being at track meets, the school provides the tent, so the athletes can stay cool. They have a place to sit, shaded if it's sun out. Okay. So that is considered their tent. It's owned by the school, so that's what makes it theirs. And that's why. Go ahead. So that's why it says it's their space. That's their space. You entered into their space, and at that point, go ahead, Mo.
Even if my buddy called me over, if I know somebody in the other team, my buddy called me over.
At that point,
your buddy ain't gonna do it. Your buddy ain't gonna do it.
Say if it's me, like I say, I'm gonna meet you in a neutral space.
Okay, is that serious?
You know, I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna meet you at a neutral space. Because even as a coach, even with coaching, I knew other coaches. I still met them in a neutral space out of respect. I didn't go into a locker room and be like, "Hey, coach, what's up?" I'm gonna catch you on the field. If you standing outside the locker room, I'm walking past, but I'm gonna catch you in a neutral space to where we can meet and greet. Now, if his friend walked him over there and told him to come over there because they kids. It can happen that way. Like, hey, that's my partner. Come on over here. And you tell them to come over there. Then at that point, it's the responsibility of your partner, your friend, to say, hey, man, no, he good. Right. You feel what I'm saying? If anybody else come over there, oh, no, he good. He with me. This is my partner. So you go ahead and let it be known. and that'll, kind of settle down some of the tension. Like, what the hell he doing over here? So, but your partner got to vouch for you. That's and like you say, gang coach. If you
So,
go in somebody else's hood, somebody got to vouch for you.
but
And
and
when
think about
somebody
this,
vouch
Mo.
for you, everybody else should stand down.
That's
And it's
right,
not about
Yolanda.
legally,
Legally,
Yolanda. It's
nobody
about
owned that tent.
it ain't about legally. It's about Mo said the perfect word. He's like, that's gang culture. But what is sports? You got one team wearing colors, you got another team wearing colors. You're talking about two gangs. They're fighting for their respect. They're fighting for this. Sports is gang related. I don't care how we look at it. It's two gangs going against each other. That's why what they tell you to do on pep rally. Wear your school colors, rep your colors. That's gang. That's what the gangs tell you. When we go out and do this, everybody wear their colors. It's the same concept, and then you get that mob mentality. So legally don't nobody own nothing, but when you're there, it's your possession. What do we say? Protect this house. Protect our house. It ain't their house. It ain't their school. The school belongs to the public. But what they're doing is protecting theirs. Everything you hear when you watch them on TV, what they talk about, everything is about respect. We're not gonna let them come in our house and respect us. They don't say, oh, we're not going to let them come to New York and disrespect us. We're not going to let them come in our house, because you have to have that mentality when you take on these warrior sports. And like I said, some of the reports say the boy was suspended. He wasn't even supposed to be there. So that's what I say. I don't want to get a lot into that because I haven't read everything. I just seen a couple of different reports that put more onus on the black kid about him maybe being the primary aggressor. I don't want to say it. And it's like, it's like anything we've ever talked about. I said, give me a couple of weeks so I can look at it, and then I'll come back, because I don't want to say, oh, I made a mistake. I'm sorry I did this. And yeah, Yolanda talked about the whole frontal lobe thing. Is that a legal defense? And Yolanda, you know this better because you've been a DA. Because Mo, next time we talk, make sure you get with Yolanda, because she used to be a DA. So when you go into part 2 of your stuff, it wouldn't hurt to have somebody from the law side. You got me and Joe from the law enforcement side, but to have somebody who was with the DA's office, they can explain to you why certain things happen.
I can agree, but we go back to the disparity in the sentencing. 35 years, I think that was a lot. I think that was too much. But it goes back to the jury is the one who did the sentencing. So if the jury did the sentencing, I want to know how I'm with you, BVP, from you start. I want to know how you got an all-white jury. I want to know what his attorney was, which I recently found out it was a public defender. And I am a strong believer in public pretenders ain't gonna help you that much.
Some of them are actually pretty good. I can say
and I
that.
say they are good, but it's still, for me, it's the caseload that they have to worry, that they have to work, that I don't think that they can get a proper attention to every case.
Well, what Beretta say, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, because hell, you can get a pay lawyer and they still can't. They still out of their league. And but like I say, from everything I got, it's manslaughter at best. Because I think most fights are manslaughter at best. Because there is no intent. If you didn't come with a weapon, if you didn't come saying certain things, oh, I'm coming to kill somebody today, I don't see how you meet the basic requirement for murder. I just don't get it. But like I say, there are things I haven't read yet, and I would like to revisit this specific case in a couple of weeks when more things come out and we can talk about it. Joe, oh damn. What's BS, Martin?
He said, when I talk about public pretenders.
Oh.
Ever since I, got to the age of doing crime, I always heard they public pretenders. They not that caseload they carry, they can't help you. The few times I didn't use one. Like, hey man, just go on to plead guilty and get it over with. It was never let's put up a fight and let's fight this. It was, hey, this gonna be your best bet to go and get it over with. And I think a lot of cases, that's how they feel. So I don't think they put the time. If you got a caseload of 100 cases, you can't focus on that one case to give it the attention that it needs. And I may be wrong, but that's definitely how I feel. That's my opinion.
Yolanda, doesn't the judge have the right to dismiss the jury findings for the case if he thinks it's excessive? Or am I mistaken about that? Because the jury can do things and the judge can say he thinks it's a miscarriage of justice, because I know they did that on a couple of the cases before. But let me hear your legal opinion about that one, because I ain't never had it happen, but I want to say I saw it a time or two. The judge can say that's excessive because the judge still has the final say. And meaning that we can say the judge don't give a damn, but guess what? He's an elected official. And this is where I talk about, I don't want to hijack the subject, but this is what I keep talking about. We keep electing judges who do shit and we never call their name. We never call their name and they keep getting reelected. So that's on us because, and I said this before, these the Ben Chumps of the world who talk a good game, they don't ever call judges out. It's like judges, you can't mention a judge's name. We'll talk about bad police, we'll talk about this, we'll talk about that. But whenever the list comes out, who are the judges we should never elect again? Can't nobody name one. You know,
Right.
the one they was talking about that gave the white boy the free time. He been doing this for years. And they keep re-electing him because we never call the judge's name out. It's cute that we say Breonna Taylor's name. It's cute that we say George Floyd's name. Those to me are cute. But what are we doing for the judges who let these people go free? Who assaulted them, who killed them, who murdered them? We don't even remember the judge's name. But we're like, say her name. What is saying her name gonna do? What is saying her name gonna do? Let's get rid of the judges. Now we can start talking about something because if the judges know there's repercussions behind their foolishness, then they'll start doing the right thing. And you know, we was talking about this the other day on something. To me, what the system hopes is that black people will do what black people do. We'll be mad for 20 minutes and something else is gonna come along and we ain't gonna talk about it no more.
Selective outrage.
All they gotta do is wait us out. All they gotta do is wait us out. Go ahead, Mo.
I just want to add this because you know, I just want to let everybody know all hope is not lost because my brother killed a man and he went to prison for life. And similar thing here that was going on in this case. Well, I won't say it was going on in this case, but it could be implied. But there was a prosecutorial misconduct, and he got out after 17 years because of that prosecutorial misconduct. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with this case, if they're going to review it, find some improper procedures or whatever. But it could happen. So just FYI, you know, my brother was in for life. It was over and he got out at 17. So let's keep, you know, there's always hope.
And I say this about a jury. I sat on a trial for a murder case. And to be honest, I sat in there, I listened, and when we went to deliberate on Thursday, so we get deliberation, who think he guilty? Me, about 5 other people, hands up. Now let's have a conversation about it. We start having a conversation, and they realize that this is not what you know, is what did the prosecution prove. And after having a conversation, realized that they didn't prove that the person murdered the person that the case I was on. So at this point, I had to change from guilty to not guilty. And to this day, in my heart, I still believe he murdered him. But the evidence did not prove that he did it. And the reason that I was leaning towards the murder and the conviction was because the attorney was pushing towards self-defense. So a lot of his questions he was asking, even when jury selection he was asking, it was more pushing towards self-defense. So if he pushing for a self-defense, then okay, he did it. But the prosecution did a terrible job at proving that he did it. So at the end of the day, I went not guilty. So to this day, I feel that I let a murderer go because of the prosecution did a terrible job. So it's not what you know, is what did they prove. They did a terrible job at proving the case. So at that point, somebody's probably upset with the jury because we let him go. You know, so you have to look at it from that aspect. But we got to stop dodging jury duty so we can understand how it works when you sitting on the trial, when you asking questions. When you sitting on the trial, because even when we went to deliberate, we had questions for the judge. And like I say, after we start talking, now we got questions for the judge. At this point, they can't answer any questions. So the question that we needed to convict him, we couldn't get answers for. So he walked. So there's probably some people upset at that jury, and we was all black, and it was a black murderer, and we let him go. But it wasn't because of race, it was because the prosecution did a terrible job at proving their case.
If you're talking DP, you must be on mute.
Everybody know sign language?
I do.
You want me? Oh wow, that's crazy.
Can
I
y'all hear me?
do.
That's wild.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we had
Okay. Mark says something really important. If you ever get on jury duty, you'll find out they are strict about don't let your feelings cloud your judgment. You have to go with the facts. Everybody has there's a responsibility, and people like, oh, you know what you're told. You can have a belief system, and if you're a good juror, you will do what you're told to do. Do the facts support what you believe? Nobody gives a shit. What do the facts say? And this is what I preach to cops, and this is what they say. This is why defense attorneys can get people off. The facts. Yeah, you can feel like this, you can feel like that, but did they prove it happened? Because the case, the prosecution got to prove the case. The defense ain't got to prove shit. It ain't their job. That's why sometimes you should be like, hey, they didn't prove the case. We ain't got nothing to say. And that's why I'm with Yolanda. If the murder statute says you have to prove that they went there with the intent to kill, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And like I say, I'm gonna read on it some more, and maybe we'll revisit this in a couple of weeks, and we'll revisit a couple of more because there's a huge disparity. But until we're willing to sit down and listen and demand to be on juries and start exercising that right, as opposed to trying to get out so we can go to the club or go do this. Everybody got to take care of their grandma when it comes to jury duty.
or in Georgia, man, because they only gonna give you $25.
Right. Because you don't want to do your civic duty, but then when one of us get convicted, because like I said, I don't know how many blacks. Yolanda said they turned all the blacks away, but how many is that versus the jury pool? Was it 4 out of 1,000? Was it something easy to do? Because I got to look and see what the town. But like when we talked about the other town, I want to say Fitzgerald, but I know that's wrong. Black people just weren't showing up, so that's on a lot of that is on us if we want to do better. We can't just keep sitting back waiting, giving up our rights to do shit because we finna lose the right to be on juries according to all this new shit coming. But that's something that we're helping them perpetuate. So are we okay with that? Because if we not, it's cool to come on here and bitch. It's cool to be on your Facebook page and bitch. But what are you doing about it? What are you really doing about it? Are you calling people? Are you naming a judge so he don't get reelected? Or you just be like, again, in 20 minutes, what time? It's 7:16 now. We're gonna move on to the NBA Finals at 8:30.
Yeah.
Are we gonna still be talking about? Are we gonna still be talking about this boy come Monday morning?
Probably not.
Hey, Joseph.
But another, I mean,
We're
Yolanda,
not even talking about the Asian people no more. We're not even talking about the Asian man that killed the black boy. We done already moved on to this.
But when you mentioned that they turned all the black jurors away, is it before they got in there to sit on the jury? Because I want to know, how was the defense attorney picking the jurors?
What's up, June? And
if he should have had a jury of his peers, and there's not one black person on there, that's not his peers.
Do they know the importance or do they care?
That's the good question.
But you got to remember, though, if we're being, and Joe can speak more on this, your peers, when we talk about peers, we think of one something. Your peers are people in your age group in your neighborhood. We want to make it be us, but hell, what's our phrase? All kinfolk ain't skinfolk. See, we can't keep having it both ways. We don't want all blacks on us because we think blacks is shitty, but then we do want all black folks when we don't like what the white folks say. At some point, we got to pick a path and stay with it. But more importantly, like June said, and I think black people do know the importance of jury duty. They just don't give a shit. It's like everything else. We hate snitches until somebody break into our house. Then we know somebody saw something. But up until then, I ain't seen it. I don't want to get in it. But as soon as they break in your house, somebody saw something. But when
you
somebody
see something, say something. Somebody saw it.
We got Joe here. So Joe, going to give us a book to read and give us a story.
Oh no. I think I've said enough. If you saw my post from earlier this morning, there's a couple of points we got to go back and talk about. The one thing that Mark said, and he and I talked about earlier, but I will tell you, some of the best defense attorneys come from the PD's office because they know the game. That's problem number one. And I will also say this, some of the DAs are probably worse than the public, as you call them, public pretenders. Shit. If you find anybody that's doing Fed time, go ask them about a Fed public defender. They praise them because of the jobs they do. They praise them. So that's, be careful. The other thing about this case that's very interesting, and I'm not going to call any name, you can do your research, but there was another case where a white kid in Texas stabbed another kid, and guess what he got? He didn't get no 35 years, and he didn't get charged with a murder. But you all can look that up because there's some things that you all got to do. One thing you talked about was the judges. Judges' election are different from the popular election, and it's so much different. It's kind of jerry-rigged, for lack of a better term. While they call it a popular election, and a judge's election, if 3 people out of 100 vote, he wins. It's not the same way in election for public office, which again, the same thing to me, but it's different. Judges can win with, like I say, 1 or 2 votes out of 20,000. Whereas you got to have in an elected position, you got to have 50 plus 1 or 51%. Now let's talk about this jury thing. The jury and this thing called voir dire hearing is where they put in challenges on who's going to sit on a jury. There were 3 blacks that were kicked off because they were educators. Now Yolanda's on here, and I think she might agree with this. There are many grounds for appeal on this case, but in the meantime, this kid's going to go to jail. The other thing that you have is that, you know, we've heard the term electronic lynching. They electronic lynched this kid because there's so many stories out there that were wrong. First, they said that they were raising money and they bought 15 cars and 15 houses. That story's been debunked. But that story's still being told by some of our own. Oh, he wasn't a good kid. He was this, he was that. There's a whole lot out there that is just wrong, and we don't read through it. Let's talk about this thing called jury selection. We, as you said, DVP, listen, we are our biggest enemies. See, we want to complain about the system, but then when it comes your turn to work or be a part, you, as you say, we turn, oh, I got to go on Granny's funeral or whatever else. The greatest service in the history is to sit on a jury, because you know what? One person could have stopped this boy from getting convicted. One person.
Yeah.
Murder trials require unanimous decision. So when you hear people say, "Oh, I don't want to do jury duty," you're a fool. You're a fool. And let me just say this one last thing, and I'll be quiet. In order to be selected for jury duty, you have to be a registered voter. Take this shit lightly, see what happens. They revoke your rights as a citizen, which can happen under the Supreme Court. Now we said that, I mean, this thing has all kind of tentacles going. This Supreme Court has just kicked back. And I think it's, that might have to be another show. They've attacked our rights. No other group in this country has to be voted on in order to vote.
Mo,
we do.
Yolanda, quick question. I know you have to be a registered voter to be on the jury, but do you also have to actively vote to be in the pool, or just register and put you in the pool? Because I know I saw something somewhere that says you still got to vote one time. Just simply registering don't get you there. What's the real process?
And Mo, we had our conversation earlier. I agree with you a lot on the public defenders. I do believe they are some of the best attorneys once they leave and their caseload is less.
Yeah, that was
as long as you got a heavy caseload, I just don't see how you can apply the proper attention to it.
Yeah, that was DVP said that.
No, Mo said it too. Mo said that, that public pretenders are some of the best.
Oh, Jomo.
They leave and become some of the best defense attorneys, and I completely agree with that.
Yeah, you got a Mo and a Jomo. That was Jomo.
Yeah, Jomo. I believe Joe. We had that conversation, so I do agree with you on that, Jomo. I just think with a heavy caseload, you can't give it the proper attention. You stretch too thin.
I would again. I think that that's a fallacy. Just as they remember this, public defender's office is also funded probably funded better than the DAs in some cases.
But do you have the time when you seeing cases every day, all day? Every day you got I gotta go deal with these 20 cases today. I got these 20 cases today. I got these 20 cases today. Can you focus on that one case and figure out how to make this work?
I can't. I'll say this: it's been my experience that both sides can have their ups and downs, but you'll find that most of the time the people that strike the plea deals come from the state side, not from the defense side. That's been my
Let's just get the case over with. Let's go and get this off the book. We can go and kill out 30, 40 today. Let's just go and take these pleas.
Hey, Jomo, let me ask this question because maybe this help with this question. Does the public defenders do they have a staff?
Yes.
When you hear Mark talking, it sounds like they're by themselves.
No.
But I want to know if they have staff and resources because that makes it different.
The defense, and again, I'm speaking from my experience here in Cook County. The defense is better funded in some cases than the state. They have the same resources. They've got investigators. Sometimes the defense got better investigators than the state. It depends on what side. That's how, it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, Yolanda was a prosecutor, and she said she became one because she wanted to help. And the prosecutor runs the show.
Yeah, well, because the prosecutor chooses the charges. The defense don't choose the charge. The state does. So and let's take this case, for example. They could have easily have not charged him with murder and charged him with manslaughter. Even though the jury was given instruction for manslaughter and whatever else, he was still charged with murder.
And we talked about this before. Remember I told you sometimes in reverse that a lot of these cops have been charged wrongly to appease the public because the prosecutor knew they couldn't win because they couldn't meet the mandatory requirements for murder. And like I said, murder is an easy case to lose because you have to do so much. So much. Manslaughter is almost an easy win, but when you demand manslaughter because we're mad in the emotion, it was murder. And Mo, we talked about this in your group. You get mad because I keep telling you it's not murder, but you feel like it is because they killed them, and you feel like they did it on purpose. That's not what the law says, though. The law says you have to prove that they went there with the intent to do.
Correct.
If you can't prove they went there with the intent, which is why it's hard to ever get a cop for murder. You're going to have to do a lot of research and you're going to need a lot of dirt to prove a cop intended, because who's the one person supposed to always have a gun with them? So you can't use that. And that's what you can use for most people. Why did you take a gun to the grocery store? Why did you take a gun to the PTA meeting if you weren't playing? Well, cops have to have guns anyway. So it's hard to know what their intent is. And it's like, but the DAs will charge him with it because they know that's what the public wants, knowing that they can't win the case because they can't prove that that's what he meant to do unless they can prove in his history that he's been doing this. Like I said, Joe and Yolanda probably had more to do with this because I've been doing so much more. I want to look it up and see. But as I already said too, we're not even talking about the Asian guy no more. We done already moved on. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. After the basketball game tonight, if it's a good game, is anybody going to be talking about this? And it kills me that we're so easily distracted. And that's why, to me, we can keep getting fucked over in the system because we can't stay focused. And this is where, to me, Joe, Yolanda, y'all help me out. This doesn't have to be a national thing. This should be sectional. Everybody that is happening to, your state should take this up, and your state should march for your person. And this way we can stay more focused because you're not going to get the whole world to focus because everybody's going to have a priority. But this case happened in Texas. I think Yolanda said Texans should be mad as hell, but we're talking about a red state. Where the Asian man shot the boy. What was that? Was that Alabama? What was that?
No, I think it was Connecticut or Massachusetts somewhere.
So they should be upset. And then, sometimes if somebody breaking into Joe's house, Joe got to be the leader of that fight. He can't expect DVP to lead that fight. DVP got shit going on.
If Joe give up, everybody gonna give up. But if Joe think I'm gonna keep caring as much as he is, he gonna always lose. And we always want somebody else to do the work for us. We don't want to put in the work. I mean, we always want somebody else to do it, which is, to me, which is one of our worst traits. Yeah, I get what you're saying, June, that we don't understand the importance of jury duty, and I think we do, which is why we don't want to be on it. We don't want to be on it because you know what happens? You're gonna hear Mark's story, and somebody be like, "Shit, I would have still voted with my conscience." No, it's easy to say when you ain't there. When you know what the cause is, and you truly do want justice. Mark told y'all what he still feel like the guy did it, but there was no evidence to support that.
Let me add one thing to that. Hey, Mark, tell him what's going to happen if he jump in Joe Mosley's house, would you?
Hey, Joe Mo got at least 2 to 3 guns in every room. He got a gun tucked in his apron that he wear, Mr. Exy. He got some shit he pulled out of a book bag that he unfolded that turned out to be about 4 feet long. I wouldn't go in his house.
Look, Sherry, no. Quit playing, Sherry.
How do I know?
Oh, yeah, how do you know?
She know.
Sucky.
Lie, don't care who tell it.
That's right.
Hey, so DVP, the answer to your question was that store owner was in South Carolina.
Yeah.
So and this is something that the South Carolinians, they got to lead their charge on, and they got to stay on it, because the world is too much going on in the world for everybody to care about this, and that's how we lose focus, and that's how we can keep getting pushed to the back burner, because we want everybody to do it. Everybody got to do this. And it's never gonna win with everybody. But these different people got to keep up the charge to keep it fresh. Because, like I say, are we gonna be talking about any of this Monday? Any of this?
It's information overload. I mean, the fact is that information now is so quick to come to us. It isn't like in our parents' days in the 50s and 60s. But because of the information can move so quickly, the attitude is different. I mean, the kid that's a great case, by the way.
Which one?
The Asian guy. He shoots. I mean, he chases him. Quick stories. He chases him. He leaves the store, and he shoots him in the back a half mile away. I mean, and he beats the case
over some water
that he didn't steal. Just so you know. But
even if he did, the sentence doesn't meet the crime.
I agree. And the reasoning was that a gun dropped out of his backpack. Now, listen to the elements. He's left the store. He's left the scene. He doesn't have any of the proceeds. A gun drops out of his backpack. He never handles the gun. But yet this guy shoots him. Again, the other part is he shoots him in the back. Now, Tennessee versus Gardner, for us, says what? You cannot shoot a fleeing felon, particularly when the threat is past. So where's the threat?
Particularly when the threat is running away.
Again, you can't catch him. He got on this felony flies. There ain't no Chinese catching no young brother. Let's just be real about that shit. And he shoots him in the back, and yet he walks.
Yeah, I guess I must be a conspiracy person because I got a conspiracy theory on that, man.
You wouldn't be far off base either.
That old man did not chase that boy down. The son did it, and the old man's covered.
Took the rap. Yep, that's what my son said. Sure did.
There's no way in hell that old ass crickety old Chinese man ran that boy down, and then had a steady hand enough to shoot him. Not happy.
Right. As he's pulling away.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, though.
Well, to my understanding, he had shot at a couple of other people before that, prior to that.
Probably.
But it wasn't admissible. They couldn't use that.
If he getting this practice in, hey, you can't outrun a bullet. I always heard that. You can't outrun a bullet.
Yeah, they're pretty fast.
That they are.
But
So
in that situation, the same thing. We see it. We get selective outrage because he found out guilty. I'm not sure what the jury was on that one, but he found out guilty. Now, my thing, which is still the same thing, is why every time something happens to a black person, we have to we have to compare it to a white person when everything about both situations is different. You got different jury, you got different prosecutors, you got different evidence being presented. Just don't think we should always compare one case to another case because
But
it's difficult to do.
but ain't that
No,
ain't that
no,
ain't that what we do with police? We
no,
compare
no.
one police to all police. All police don't act the same, but as soon as one police do something, it's all of them. But what you can't ever say is when one black person do something bad, it's all of them. But because that's what we do. And the thing is, I'm okay with you complaining. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, have a frosty mug and shut the fuck up and keep moving. But all this bitching and whining, if there ain't a plan of action, I seen the thing. Well, what are we gonna what are we gonna start telling our kids? Well, if you just not finna start telling your kids something, you was a shitty parent. You should have been had a talk with them a long time ago. I don't care where you live. I don't care what you can live in an all black neighborhood or mixed neighborhood. If you're just now talking to your kids about the ills of life, then what the fuck are you thinking? Oh, we got to tell our kids this. Oh, we got to tell our kids to watch out for white people, for Asian people, for the cops. When do we tell our kids to watch out for black people? When do we tell our kids the true meaning of life? When do we teach our kids to sometimes, me and Joe, we old. We grew up with Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to walk away and know when to run. Everything ain't worth fighting. Everything ain't worth sitting around talking about how you big and bad. Everything ain't worth winning. Sometimes winning is the worst thing we got going. We could have fought a bunch of crazy shit and been dead ass right. But if you die from being right, what did you win?
You did right.
What's the win?
But let me add this one thing. And Mark, you got to understand something. Comparative analysis is what this country is based on, and American jurisprudence come from. If we don't look at these cases and compare them, then we never get it right. And here's what I mean by that. If we look at Tennessee versus Gardner and then this shooting with this kid, you have to compare them so you can have something in order to deliberate and make the scales balance. Because Tennessee versus Gardner says you can't shoot people in the back as law enforcement running away. This guy's in law enforcement and he shoots this kid running away. So you have to do a comparison to say, well, wait a minute. Where do these two merge? Where do they disappear? You also have to look at the history of this country and basing on Supreme Court decisions. How they do it is based on comparison of cases. Now, do they get it right? We can see where this Supreme Court is sitting, but again, it's still comparative analysis. So no,
Okay, Joe Mo, I agree with you on that. And my thing is, my thoughts is, why do we go to comparing the cases only to give us selective outrage? I completely agree. Attorneys should say, well, in this case, this was the results. I completely agree that the judicial system compares the cases to make better decisions or keep it even. I just don't like the way we do it as a people, black people. We'll compare the cases on social media just to increase temporary outrage, a selective outrage. So at the end of the day, we do the selective outrage, but what are we doing once we get past that little point?
Well, and again, I'll say this to you. History is not a forgiving piece because it has been said and it will be true. History abhors a vacuum, and those who forget it are doomed to repeat it. So you've got to do comparative analysis to see where it's wrong. And here's the problem. If it looks like BS, smells like BS, you ain't got to taste it to know it's BS.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that our people have been fed so much BS, they don't know when it is. So you have to keep digging and digging because, again, in our lifetime, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we just got the right to vote where these other groups have had and still have rights that we are just beginning to learn what they are. And that, as crazy as that sounds, it's the truth. I mean, here, a quick analysis. Every group in this country, with the exception of Black folks, has been given some form of repatriation monies for all kind of stuff. But no other group has added so much to this economy as our group has. So when it comes to comparative analysis, when it comes to economic statuses, education, then we have to do the analysis to say, wait a minute, we're still getting shortchanged, and this is how we're going to change that. The Native Americans don't have to pay taxes. The Jews are being paid monies for concentration camps in Germany. We had nothing to do with that. In fact, my great-grandfather fought in World War I, Spanish-American War, Civil War, World War I, Vietnam. So how are we paying the state of Israel? We're paying the Chinese for being interred, but we did the work. So that, just keep that in mind.
And I want to just add this because this is something, when you was talking, Joe, I was thinking about this, but we back to Malcolm X words all over again, the bullet or the ballot, because this is the thing. If you don't vote, think about this. How are juries selected? They're selected from the voting pool. So if you don't vote and you're not a registered voter, you're never going to get selected for a jury. And if you don't get selected for a jury, you're never going to fill a seat with a Black person. I'm talking to Black people, never going to fill a seat with a Black person and get the opportunity to, I'll say, help your fellow man in any way.
I agree.
Do we want to help our fellow man, or do we just want to be able to bitch about something?
But that we is dangerous right there, because I ain't in that we.
Oh, you part of the we, brother?
No, sir.
You're part of the we.
No, sir.
Well, I got to tell you, I became law enforcement not only because of my father and uncle and sisters, but I actually thought I could help people because I got tired of seeing the wrong people come in my neighborhood locking up the wrong people. So yeah, I'm part of that.
I mean, I agree. We got to be part of the change, but to make a social media a social media post just to get selective outrage or get likes and shit like that, that's the part that's disheartening, because we'll post about it, and then, like you say, come Monday or even tonight, we're gonna be talking about the finals tomorrow. We ain't gonna be thinking about this boy in the 35 years he was sentenced to.
I am. I won't be watching the finals. Thank you.
You're just not a basketball fan.
Well, I'm with her on that one.
Now, tell the truth. Are y'all basketball fans?
I am not. But I'm
so you don't. It don't matter.
I will be thinking about him on Monday.
But what I'm saying is, you're not a basketball fan, so you the same type that if they say we're gonna boycott the NBA, you can boycott the NBA because you don't matter.
Don't say that. That's not nice. I matter.
What I'm saying is, okay, so I boycott. What I'm saying is, I'm on this boycott with Jamal Bryant of boycotting Target. I don't fucking shop at Target anyway, so I can say I'm boycotting it, but I wasn't going no way. So I don't matter because they wouldn't get my money in the first place. So I don't matter.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, Mark. I don't agree with that, brother.
If you boycott, if you don't spend money at Target and you part of the boycott, they ain't miss my dollars anyway because they were never getting it. So I don't matter.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I don't shop at Target. So somebody be like, yeah, I don't. When they say they boycott Target, me too, because I ain't going to Target. Target ain't got my money. Target ain't get my money no damn way, but it sounds good to say I'm boycotting Target.
I see what you mean.
When we boycotted the NFL and they made the most money ever.
Yeah. If you don't participate in it, or if it's not something that interests you, you're not focused on it, your boycott means absolutely nothing.
So Mark, I agree with you, but I'll say this. You can provide auxiliary support for the boycotters. Okay, so like when there was a boycott, is Montgomery bus boycott, there was people who got together and they helped the boycotters. So that's
no. when they did the Montgomery bus boycott, before they started, they had already made provisions so that the weak wouldn't suffer. That's why boycotts don't work. They made sure that the people who could not afford to not go to work, they
I
made
just
sure
saw
they
the
had ways to go
hard
to work. That's why it took a year to plan, because they got buses. I mean, they got carpools, they got taxis, they got, hey, these people who make a minimum wage can't afford not to go to work to support this. So let's make sure that they can still get to work. That's why our boycotts don't work, because we only worry about the rich. When you try to boycott Target, Walmart, every time we go in Walmart, it's a bunch of black kids. When you boycott, they're the first ones who don't get it. And what's the plan to get them money? What's the plan to get them elders money who working there to get their medicine? That's why it will never work, because we don't have a plan. Oh, well, you can shop at your local store, which is bullshit, because my chocolate chip cookies at Walmart cost $3. At the local store, they cost $6.79. Where did I get an extra $3 from? So I can't support my local store, and we don't have a plan for succession. We just like the fact we love to say we boycott. Like I say, we boycotted the NFL, and for 3 years running, it made more money than it made the year before. We weren't spending money at the NFL. We were doing what we do, watching at home. Well, I'm gonna start watching at home. Well, that's cute. You realize they already got guaranteed money coming in. So again,
and
you
they
ain't
selling commercials.
you talking.
So
But
this is what I'm saying.
You still drinking Gatorade, which is a supporter of the NFL. You still buying Nikes, which is a supporter of NFL. You supporting bullshit number 7, who is paying into the NFL, wearing Nike gear and all this other stuff. But I support 7. But everything he does is being backed by the NFL. So you got okie doke, because number 7 won shit. But he plays you. Oh, I spent with him. And what did he do? And I hate we got this, but did he pay for anybody's defense fund? Robert Kraft done paid for more blacks defense fund than number 7 ever has. When number 7 was leading the team, you didn't hear shit from him. He only talked when he became a scrub. Other than that, he didn't have nothing to say. And we got to quit falling for this okie doke of letting people tell us that they stand for us when everything he did was marketing. That man told us he wanted to go back to the plantation. That should have told us to leave his ass alone. He done talked about how bad it is, but he can't wait to go back to the plantation. And we still be like, oh, I support number 7. He telling y'all he fucking y'all over. He wasn't black till he lost his job. He ain't never identified as black until he lost his job.
Who is number 7?
I refuse to say his name because I don't give him that kind of respect.
Kaepernick.
Oh, okay.
So
and
anyway,
it's one of those things that once he got the check, they paid him to go to get the hell on. He took the money, and you ain't hear about him no more until he say, I'm ready to go back to the NFL, and did that old bullshit ass trial here.
with that roof shirt on, Kunta Kinte and shit.
When they told him, take your ass to Flowery Branch and do your workout, he like, no, I'm gonna go to a high school stadium in Clayton County.
But we got to stop being symbolists, and we got praying. We got to start affecting actual change. Even if we do it one step at a time, we got to do things that are truly sustainable and truly actionable. I mean, this getting mad all the time, this is why it ain't sustainable. Because you know what we love more than anything else? We love to be entertained, which is why the NBA is going to take over shit tonight. Which is why we're going to forget all about this, and we're going to be talking about either it was a great game or it was a bullshit game.
Yeah.
But look at, like I said, we're not talking about the Asians who killing nobody. And it ain't like, people say we can do more than one thing at a time. I can't tell.
Like you say, we're not talking about the Asian no more. He old news.
But we
now
still
we on Carmelo. And come next week,
call out the judges.
Next week it's gonna be something else.
And we still ain't gonna call out the judges.
Oh, next week we're gonna talk about voting. The runoff, in Georgia, the runoffs is next week. So we'll talk about the runoff next week for a day. And then hell, we just waiting on the next reason to be outraged.
Well, then school out, so we can't have a school shooting. But something else will come up. I mean, this is our history, and we don't have groups to stay focused on one something. And remember, I always tell y'all, and I hate to use them, but they're the best example. When the LGBTQ wanted something, they prioritized what they wanted, and they went after each agenda item until they got it. They never went after all of them at one time. They went after them one by one. We want something, but we don't want better health care. We don't want mental care. We don't want none. We don't want the right to vote. You know what we want? We want 40 acres on the move. We want reparations. Some shit we ain't gonna get.
I want my reparation.
Joe, how long was John Lewis started talking about we need the right to vote? How soon did we forget about that? What, like a day and a half after he died, we stopped talking. All we started talking about was good trouble. Good trouble. What the fuck? Why ain't we talking about getting the right to vote? Oh, because he ain't saying it no more. And Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the best historian of the group. How many black people, how many black officials, Warnock Autumn, how many of them have talked about we need to get this right to vote more than anything else? I mean, I really don't give a shit about Epstein and his pedophile. Why don't we have the right to vote? And meaning it's cool to want your reparations, but we finna lose our citizenship, which means you ain't finna get no reparations because we don't have we're not even legally. That's where we like you. We're not legally people. If ICE catch you right now with your ID with the star on and your passport and your birth certificate, if ICE say you look like you from Indonesia, they're gonna ship your ass to Indonesia and ain't shit you can do about it. They shown this. They done ship veterans. How the hell you ship a veteran? To be a veteran, you have to be a U.S. citizen. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about what kind of credentials you got. Yeah, but millionaire, you want to go where you want to go. Suppose they ship you to where they think you from. If they ship you to Indonesia right now, what you gonna do? You're gonna stay in a concentration camp for three to 6 months. Then they're gonna ship you to Indonesia with nothing. Who you gonna know? Who you gonna call? And so we don't realize that because it don't affect us. But when we listen to people tell stories, like I said, how the hell you shipping soldiers? They outside Camp Lejeune waiting for the Marines to graduate, and they finna lock up their people. I'm like, well, damn, you're gonna hear about what on Atlanta Live? Shit, me. Millionaire. I know you joking, but you saw him grab the girl from school, and she was a U.S. citizen. They don't give a shit. Cause what can you do? What ain't nobody gonna know where they take you.
Well, we are people. We have stopped talking about ICE. They old news. After them 2 murders in Minnesota, we don't care no more. We on to the next thing. Let's be selective outraged about something else.
Unless you're in New York, because New York doing something about them coming. Because they supposed to be going to New York now. And hell, they're gonna be here in 2 weeks. You see plans for this World Cup being changed. You got people who scared to come now. Because they don't know what's gonna happen. Because if you Spanish and come here and they think you from fucking Ecuador, they're gonna send you to Ecuador. If they think you from Africa, you don't get to say where you're from. They're gonna tell you where they think you from, and that's where they shipping you back to. That's the thing. If they don't ship you, they're gonna keep you in one of these concentration camps where nobody knows where you are. Where nobody these are senators telling you they can't even get inside to see who's in these camps. They're not giving you no names. But we're not concentrating on what we need. When we don't have the right to vote, which I believe is coming sooner than later, we're going to find out what's going on, which is why I will never call myself an African. I'm an American. I don't want to be from nowhere else. I was born here. I'm a Black American. I don't know nothing about none of these other places. Oh, you from Africa? I'm from Atlanta. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm from Atlanta.
If it just say African American, I don't check the box.
But, but we finna lose all this because we're still part-time citizens right now. Everything they doing, we talked about this conspiracy last week, did we not, Joe? That
yes, sir.
He's setting himself up to be a dictator, and he's gonna use the court to do it. We're gonna be at war come the next election, so he's gonna be able to stop the election. Then what happened? Joe, that's what you were supposed to talk about. What happened if we at war when the election happened? When it's time for the election.
You can stop all elections.
And then what would be the process for starting another one once this never ending war starts?
Well, come over here.
No, nothing. Once you lose the right, you don't get it back.
And if there's no other election, that means we stuck with Trump until he die. He building a bunker. He building a ballroom. I'm gonna stick to what I said. Nobody makes additions to their house to leave. You may spruce up the place. Nobody puts on additions to leave.
That's true.
Hey, 3rd time's a charm. They missed them the first 2 times. They get them the 3rd time.
Jeez.
Damn, Mo.
They miss them. I ain't got nothing to do with the people aiming the gun.
They his people.
They're getting a 3rd time, though.
They didn't miss Charlie Kirk.
They sure didn't.
At all. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Facts.
Them his people just taking, hey, do this.
And you ain't heard nothing else about the dude who supposedly shot Charlie Kirk.
No.
You ain't heard nothing about the dude that ran through the hotel with the shotgun. You ain't heard nothing about the dude that was hiding in the golf thing. You ain't heard nothing about none of these people.
Mm-mm.
Hell, 3 of them probably work for ICE now.
Hold on. Here's one you ain't heard about. How about the guy who was filmed going up to Epstein's cell in a federal facility?
Mm-mm.
Filmed.
And so what?
So it's a lot of things. Cause I say, where these people at? We supposed to know what Giselle is or whatever her name is, but we don't know what none of these shooters at. We ain't heard nothing about them. Nothing. Don't nobody think that's kind of weird?
Yeah, because they got their selective outrage out of us, and that's over with.
Millionaire, the question is how prepared are we to revolt? The question is easy. Are we prepared to live off the grid?
No.
Can we reload our own ammo? No. If they kill a cell phone tower, that's how you can kill 90% of blacks. Because ain't many of us got satellite phones. So once they take out a cell phone tower or two and they close a grocery store, what are we gonna do? The revolt is over with right then. See, we keep thinking we can arm ourselves, which is cute. And I keep telling people this. When you look at their guns, which they mount on cars and trucks, they got guns that can shoot from miles away. We got shit that you got to see people to shoot. And we're not even looking at the same damn fight. And I don't know nothing. Get you some white friends and see what kind of toys they got. They shit is way better than our shit. We shoot our little bang bang.
Speak for yourself,
they got
son.
bang bang that shoot 100 rounds a second. We ain't got none of that.
Hold on, DVP. I can say this: that my black friend, well, at least I think he's my friend, Joe Mo. He ready for Armageddon.
Ask your black friend, cause Joe like me, we might have some good shit, but we done seen what them white boys got. They got some shit we would die for. They can shoot from across the county.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In mass, they got ammo that they can reload. We ain't picking up our shells when we go shooting. They pick up all they shit and they reload it. We don't do that. We got some good ammo. We got the box ammo. They got bucket ammo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different fight. They can skin deer. They can do all that. How many people do you know? Oh yeah, some of us can go fishing, but how many people can skin deer? Know how to cook raccoon and skunk and all that shit? That ain't us. We ain't finna be vegetarians.
How to grow food. How to find water.
I got a couple of friends that do know how to do that.
I bet you do.
They go hunting and all that, and
we all got a couple of friends that can do it.
No, we don't.
I ain't gonna do it. I'll cook it up after
and thumping lettuce is not the same as hunting. Thumping the watermelon, that's not hunting food.
No, I'm saying I know people that actually do those things, hunt and grow food. It ain't a lot of them. I don't know a lot of them, but I know a couple of them that do.
So and we keep talking about we ready for this. We not. What we're ready for, unfortunately, now is we're ready to fight each other. We're ready to fight each other. We're not ready to fight them. We're not ready. So it's 7:58. So Sherry, you know how we do this, ladies first. Give us a parting shot.
I will be still thinking about Carmelo tonight while y'all are enjoying the game. But what I will say is make sure that you go out and vote. Because I do agree with DVP though. It's like we talk about a lot of stuff, but what are we doing about it? So good talk tonight. And DVP, you are petty. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I clear you threw that in there. That's some real petty shit right there. That's some real petty shit. And every time I think the show gonna go to new heights, one of y'all come do some effery.
Oh, and I missed Joseph. Joseph, you came on late. What was the problem, my friend?
Trying to get DV.
Trying to get DVP what?
To send me the link.
The link in the
Just send it
goddamn
back,
Mark, ain't nobody asked you nothing, man. What's wrong
I just hate that you telling you. I let you lie on DVP and the other day, but you can't tell that lie on him.
Okay, I'll see you when you come here, son. Don't worry about it. But
I've been in a few weeks.
listen,
Joe, what you got for a parting shot? We got 6 seconds. What you got for a parting shot, Joe? What book you got for us to read?
2 books I want y'all to pick up. One is called Clan Wars, Ulysses S. Grant and the Battle Saved Reconstruction. And here's a great one I just picked up. It's called Decoding the Devil. And it talks about Black women code breakers and the secret war against Stalin's bomb. I did not know that there was Black code breakers that broke Stalin's Russian coders in World War II. All black women.
And that's Decoding the Devil.
Yep, Decoding the Devil and Clan War.
I put them in the chat. What you got, Mark?
I got a couple more, but I'll put them in there later.
Okay. One, Joe Mo had your ass here on time. It's always a great insight. Yolanda, we need you to come up when we had these conversations. Yolanda, you ain't got to turn your camera on, but your insight would definitely be a plus. Hey, stop having selective outrage if you ain't gonna do nothing the day after.
I agree with that.
Mo, what you got?
No friends.
Shot. What do you say?
You ain't got no friends.
Oh, a friend. No, I don't got none, man. Zero, baby. I just want to say, for the adults, vote, teach, stay out of trouble. For the young adults, vote, learn, stay out of trouble. Key word, let's just all stay out of trouble, man.
Amen.
And if you ain't considered this, ladies and gentlemen, be your brothers or sisters keeper. If y'all ain't never been to Chinatown or somewhere else, watch how they protect each other. When you protect each other, we become stronger. This whole isolation thing, I'm better than these people, I ain't gonna do this. Brothers, I don't protect no woman I ain't fucking or that I ain't married to or something like that. Y'all gotta stop that shit. This is why we fall so far on the totem pole. We don't have any type of unity. The first thing we want to do is fight each other as opposed to sticking together. At some point, all this bitching and whining, me and Joe came from neighborhoods where we protected each other. Well, ladies were protected. The old ladies didn't have to lock their doors. We took care of them. We looked out for each other. We didn't depend on the white man. We didn't depend on the cops. We looked out to each other. This whole selfish thing we got going now, where we destroy each other and they watch from outside. Because Joe will tell you this, if we being real, the white man ain't the biggest threat to nothing. It's the black man that's the biggest threat to black women. The black man is the biggest threat to black men. Because for some reason, we feel like we got to keep hurting each other. That's the craziest shit in the world to me. That is the craziest shit. Listen, we can compete. Let's compete to see who's better, but bring your partners up. I got, it ain't racist, but I got black people on the show. We can all succeed. We all got a strength. And I want to showcase them like they want to showcase me. Start getting friends you can showcase. Say something good about them for no reason. We're gonna do a challenge. We're gonna do a challenge next month where I'm gonna challenge people for a whole month. Find 5 people to say something good about, period. And say something good about them. We preach negativity so it hits your timeline. We can stop some of this shit we seeing. So with that being said, y'all know what it is. I ain't got my drink because I ain't got no food, but peace, popcorn, and chicken grease.
I got mine.
And we out.
Peace out.
Joe be here next time on time.